Welcome to the Word a Day English podcast.
The podcast where you improve your English through clear, natural conversations.
I'm Maya.
And I'm Daniel.
Today's episode is for B1 English learners.
You will hear useful vocabulary, everyday expressions, and natural B1 grammar in context.
You do not need to understand every single word.
First, listen for the main idea.
Then notice how the speakers connect their ideas.
Are you ready?
Let's begin.
Today we are talking about health, sleep, exercise, and realistic routines.
We will follow a natural conversation, review useful expressions, and finish with speaking and listening practice.
Scene 1. You have been yawning all morning. Are you okay?
I am fine, but I have not been sleeping well recently. How many hours do you usually get?
About 6, sometimes less. Do you use your phone in bed?
Yes. I tell myself I will check one thing, and 40 minutes disappear.
Do you drink coffee late in the day?
Usually 1 cup around 5.
That is a useful situation because it could happen in real life.
Yes, and notice that the speakers did more than give short answers.
They explained reasons, reacted to new information, and adjusted their ideas.
That is exactly the kind of communication B1 learners should practice. Scene 2. That might be affecting your sleep.
I know. I keep saying I will change it. Why not start with one small habit?
What would you suggest? No coffee after 2 and keep your phone away from the bed.
That sounds realistic. I tried it yesterday.
How did it go?
That is a useful situation because it could happen in real life.
Yes, and notice that the speakers did more than give short answers.
They explained reasons, reacted to new information, and adjusted their ideas.
That is exactly the kind of communication B1 learners should practice. Scene 3. Better than expected. I read a book instead of scrolling.
Did you fall asleep faster?
Yes, and this morning felt easier.
Small routines can make a big difference. I also want to exercise more regularly.
Choose something you actually enjoy. I like walking and cycling.
Then build your routine around those instead of forcing yourself to run.
That is a useful situation because it could happen in real life.
Yes, and notice that the speakers did more than give short answers.
They explained reasons, reacted to new information, and adjusted their ideas.
That is exactly the kind of communication B1 learners should practice. Now let's review 5 useful expressions from today's conversation.
Expression, fall asleep.
It means to begin sleeping.
Example, I try to use fall asleep naturally when I explain a real situation.
Now make your own sentence with fall asleep.
Expression, go through a phase.
It means to experience a temporary period with a particular habit.
Example, I try to use go through a phase naturally when I explain a real situation.
Now make your own sentence with go through a phase.
Expression, keep doing.
It means to continue an activity.
Example, I try to use keep doing naturally when I explain a real situation.
Now make your own sentence with keep doing.
Expression, too much too soon.
It means trying to make a very large change too quickly.
Example, I try to use too much too soon naturally when I explain a real situation.
Now make your own sentence with too much too soon.
Expression, consistency.
It means doing something regularly over time.
Example, I try to use consistency naturally when I explain a real situation.
Now make your own sentence with consistency. Let's pause for a B1 language focus.
At B1 level, the goal is not only to give short answers.
Try to explain reasons, contrast ideas, and add examples.
Useful connectors include because, although, however, so, while, and if.
For example, I wanted to go, but I was tired, so I stayed home.
Or, although the plan changed, we still had a good evening.
You can also say, in my opinion, the main reason is, or on the other hand.
Repeat these sentence starters aloud.
In my opinion.
The main reason is.
On the other hand.
It depends on.
If I had to choose, I would.
I used to, but now
I've already, but I haven't, yet.
These starters help you move from short A1 and A2 answers to fuller B1 answers.
Here is a model answer.
Question: do you prefer planning everything or being flexible?
Short answer, I prefer planning.
B1 answer: I usually prefer planning because it helps me feel organized. However, I try to stay flexible when something unexpected happens.
The longer answer gives a reason and adds a contrast. Try to do the same when you speak.
Now let's do a short speaking practice. Answer aloud if you can.
Question 1. What would you do in a similar situation?
Pause and answer in 1 or 2 complete sentences.
A possible answer is, I would stay calm, look at my options, and explain the situation clearly because that usually helps me make a better decision.
Question 2. Describe a time when a plan, habit, problem, or decision changed unexpectedly.
Try to use past simple and one connector such as because, although, or so.
A possible answer is, last month my plan changed because a meeting finished late, so I called my friend and we met at a different time.
Question 3. Give your opinion about today's topic.
Start with in my opinion and give at least one reason.
A possible answer is, in my opinion, being flexible is important because real life does not always follow our original plan.
Before we finish, listen to this short B1 story connected to health, sleep, exercise, and realistic routines.
Alex had a clear plan for the day, but something unexpected happened in the afternoon.
Instead of reacting immediately, Alex checked the situation, considered 2 options, and asked another person for advice.
The first option was faster, but it was more expensive. The second option took longer, but it was easier to manage.
After thinking about the advantages and disadvantages, Alex chose the second option and felt more confident about the decision.
Question 1. Did Alex make a decision immediately?
No. Alex checked the situation and considered different options first.
Question 2. What was the difference between the two options?
The first was faster but more expensive. The second took longer but was easier to manage.
Question 3. Why did Alex feel more confident?
Because Alex had compared the options before making the final decision.
Excellent work. Remember that at B1 level, understanding the main idea is more important than understanding every word.
Listen again and notice the phrases you missed the first time.
Then choose two expressions and use them in your own sentences.
Thank you for listening to the Word a Day English podcast.
Keep listening.
Keep practicing.
And keep using your English in real situations.
See you in the next B1 episode.
Bye.
Bye.